So today we're going to talk about what happens when you die. First of all, we're going to talk about DNA suits. Now, what DNA suits are is a vessel for a soul. A DNA suit can be an animal, an alien, a human being. It is a vessel for the soul, a place where the soul resides to express. DNA is information. Now, what that means is when you come into a body, you take on the information from your ancestors because their DNA is in the genes and it's being given to you, so you are taking on their information. Now the problem is when you die, you're supposed to get a full life evaluation. What that means is it's basically a therapy session. So when you die, you get a therapy session and you're supposed to forgive everything that happened in your lifetime. You're supposed to detach yourself from the karmic debt that you created here. So if there was any karma that you created, you leave it behind. It's not a part of you. You forgive it when you die. But what's happening when you die is you're only getting a small portion of that evaluation. So now the therapist is only helping you with about 10-25% of your problems. Now you're taking on all that karma, you're taking on all those problems, all those people you didn't forgive, all that emotion is going with you onto your next life. See, and this is exactly why people go into doctor's office all the time and the doctors can't seem to find what's wrong with them. And the person swears that they've got a pain, or they swear that something's wrong with them because they're getting these anxiety attacks and they don't know what's happening. It's all that debt, all that emotion from your last life coming with you. And you literally feel it. If you got stabbed in another lifetime in your chest, then in the next lifetime you might wake up with chest pains. And you have that problem throughout your life and doctors can't seem to find the problem. And on top of that, your soul has a family and you're supposed to be born in with your soul DNA lineage. So when you're born into a body and it's your soul family's DNA lineage, you accumulate all your past life memories. This works because when you follow your soul family, when you enter a DNA bodysuit like you're supposed to, if you were already born, let's say here on Earth, and I was born into the proper DNA lineage family, let's just say, I would have accumulated all the memories from all the other lifetimes that I was born here on Earth because it would have been passed down through my gene, my soul gene. What's happening is we're being sent into families that have nothing to do with our soul family, so you can't even relate or bring up any of the true memories that belong to you. You end up taking on the karma from your ancestors that aren't even really yours, your human ancestors of your physical gene right now. So on top of taking karma from your last life, you're taking karma from this life and the ancestors of the genes you have right now. When this procedure of a full life evaluation happens like it's supposed to and not worked by false light, your soul has the opportunity to decide whether it wants to be reincarnated here on Earth or it wants to leave back home to its soul family or to go join another DNA bodysuit, which you should want to not reincarnate here on Earth. You have the opportunity to come back at any time, but right now there's such a backup of souls that want to get into a body, but they can't because there's a reincarnation process forced onto the souls that are already here and they can't escape it. The key to this is since you're not getting a full life evaluation, it becomes your responsibility to take that on in the moment now. You need to sit in your sovereign heart and feel love for everything and compassion. Even though you are a warrior of light and you are a fighter, when you sit in your sovereign heart, when you sit with love, you forgive everything. As much as you fight things, as much as you disagree with people, anything that happens in your life, When you sit in the now, in your heart is more powerful than your third eye. We'll talk about that in another video, how you should be channeling your heart throughout your whole body. But when you choose to sit in your sovereign heart, you become a warrior and a forgiver of all. As much as you are on a side of light right now, you must forgive the darkness, because it is all a part of the expression of the universe. It is all an infinite creation. In the true reality of the highest of forms, what's happening here on earth is simply an expression of creation. All that had to exist had to exist. There's nothing that could not exist. Everything had to be, aside from the perception of good and bad, it all had to exist. These truths can reveal themselves to you when you choose to sit in your sovereign heart. So you must forgive. I'm sorry to tell you that you're not going to get a life evaluation like you would normally. It's just not going to happen. You have to take the responsibility to sit with your soul in your heart and see everything for what it truly is, an infinite creation. And when you could see it that way, there is no judgment, there is no perception of good and bad. It all just is, and all had to be. It is a part of love, it is a part of creation. It is the will of the universe.